Conscious collaboration brings together entrepreneurs, changemakers, and thought leaders. We aim to highlight the people that embody the idea of aligned mind, body, and business. Each week, we share, discuss, and learn from the various experiences and ideas of our guest experts. Through our discovery, we find a path to an aligned mind, body, and business.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the last podcast of 2023. I'm Emily.
And I'm Lisa. And we are the Conscious Collaboration.
She's like, wait, you weren't supposed to say that.
Wow.
A little lanyard, a little something extra.
Ooh. That's so weird.
It's not like the last literal podcast of 2023, but it's ours.
Right.
It's our last podcast.
It is the closing of one cycle and the beginning of another.
Oh my gosh. And the card keep going. Wow.
Ooh. So for what is that? I can't see.
I'm having a hard time getting it in front
of me. Stop it. For those of you looking at the recording, did you do that on purpose?
All right. I was turning the cards upright and what the messages on the cards kept going with what you were saying.
Okay. We can't make this shit up. So for those of you who are curious, you can watch this on YouTube to see what we're doing, but we've got our tools of divination with us today. I have my I Ching, and Emily pulled a deck of cards off of her wall in her studio and just randomly. And we were talking about building strategies, creating and directing our strategies for the new year heading into 2024. And we were talking about it being a big change, a big era change. There's the age of Aquarius, Pluto shifting into Aquarius. There's entering into period 9 in Feng Shui, which is super powerful. And we just started talking about, I don't know, everything and anything from where we're from and where we're headed and where we're going. And somewhere along in our conversation, Emily, we were talking about the origins of twerking.
Yeah, that's right.
And I said, and she gave me the history and the background of it from where she's from in New Orleans. And, being the call and response to working and dancing. And so work became twerk, twerk, twerk. And I said, yeah, adding a little zhuzh to working. And Emily said, yeah, there's a name for that.
I said there's a word for that. I don't know. Yes, I do make being from Louisiana a large part of my personality. But the reason why we were talking about that too was because the deck that I had pulled is this New Orleans Oracle deck. So, but this was before I started looking through the cards, and she said, yeah, a little extra zhuzh. And I said, there's a word for that. It's lanyap. It means a little something extra. It's a French word, I guess.
How do you spell that?
Lagniappe. And I think I said it at the beginning of the podcast too. And then as I was turning all my cards upright, I
just organizing them.
I didn't know there was a lanyap card in here, so maybe that's fine. Here, should we why don't we read the we're gonna make a little pivot here. We'll pivot.
Yeah. Pivot.
Yeah, this will set the tone here.
That's my new favorite word. How do you say it again? Lanyap?
Lanyap.
Lanyap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Pronounced. Look, they even put it in there. Pronounced. I can't get it right.
It's 2 T's.
Lanyap.
Lanyap. I thought it had P's in it, but it
is P's. It's P's. No, it's P's.
Oh, they are P's. Okay. IAPPE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thanks. A gift. Good intentions always pay off in one way or another. You've pulled this card because although things in your life may not have panned out exactly as you had anticipated, your karmic reward will be quite pleasant and may surprise you. Sometimes the best gifts are the unexpected ones. If you continue to live your life led by positive and loving thoughts and actions, the peaceful and pleasant results may surprise you. So that's a little different, like, kind of angle on it than
I guess it's the energy
as,
of it.
as a gift, but that's cool. I like that.
Positive energy, like
I always learned it as a little something extra, like a little something. Yeah,
it's
a
a
little
gift
something
of
extra.
positivity.
Mm-hmm. Unexpected, a little something extra, a little twerk, 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 twerk. Right.
I like that. So I just wrote that down because that's my new favorite word. New
And the
yeah.
image is the shell with the pearl in it, the oyster
Oh.
with the pearl in it.
Yeah, so we talked about that this year too, like the energy of like a pearl. So like or maybe it was the year before, but that something's irritating. You need a little bit of irritation in something to create the pearl. So you can't in terms of you're not going to create something so beautiful and so perfect and unique out of no resistance. So having
Yeah.
a
I
grain
was
of irritation.
I was thinking too, like connecting previous episodes we had done and stuff, like thinking about how wow, this really like all the energy upgrades we've done and
Ties it
stuff,
all
they
together with
actually
a bow.
really make sense, especially like, because we're talking here about this transition and like it's represented by, our new year, whatever. It's not everybody's new
Right,
year, right? But in general, it doesn't have to be, specifically December 31st, January 1st.
right.
In general, this time is collectively and huge endings of cycles and huge new
Yeah,
begin like huge cycles and small ones. But in order to come to that point, the
yeah.
pearl, the new cycle, when we were spending all that time talking about pivots and tower moments
Mhm.
and chaos, thriving in chaos, and like that was the irritation. I mean, I would say it's more than irritation. Irritation kind of feels a little mild, but some of it is pretty turbulent, but all that stuff, all those things and energies we were talking about, like are the points leading up to, are the recipe that leads up to creating the pearl,
Ooh,
ending
I
the
like that.
cycle and the beginning of
Yeah.
new cycles. And if you stay, that's where that lanyap reading I think comes in. If you stay, positive and just try to find the lessons and do all those things and develop yourself and all these things that we're talking about, then you'll get something unexpected and
Yeah. That's even more perfect than anything that you
that's even
could try
more
to
perfect.
cook
Mhm.
up in a perfectly orchestrated,
Mhm.
smooth, pay your way through type
That
of
brings back that idea that we did the episode on neutrality, that being passionate for what you're doing, but still being not attached to the outcomes, and all this stuff we've been going through has just been preparation,
we should
training,
do that. We should do
you know.
edit together a lot of these divinations that we've done throughout.
Ooh.
And just get like little snippets of it. One thing a lot of people who do the divinations with I Ching or card pulls or, whatever practice it is, or maybe it's even just journaling after meditating, is putting them together in writing while we're speaking them.
Mhm.
But then it's like reflecting back on the whole story and we do them, you and I do them so often that we pick up on the patterns and we notice like
Mhm.
we've gotten this combination before, or this keeps coming up for clients or within our life. So we start to recognize, okay, this is the expected and this is the unexpected, and this is how we're going to go around it. But I think this kind of bodes a lot with what I'm learning. And I was saying with Emily in our pre chat, I'm no expert into the concept of period 9 in feng shui. It's so rare. I haven't done a lot of studying around
Give
it.
give us a little
So in
summary of period 9.
so in feng shui, and it would have to be a lot more than just I'll give you a little synopsis. But in
Yeah,
feng
just
shui, there's
something
a
so that people know what
we
you're
talked
talking
well,
about.
if you reflect back to the conversations we've had around the number 9, there's 9 periods that cycle through a 180-year cycle in feng shui, and they're each attributed to a trigram, which is attributed to an element of nature. And we have been existing for the past 20 years ending soon. So I think technically, if you follow the Chinese calendar, I think it's February 4th or February 9th. I think it's February 4th when the Chinese New Year occurs. But you know what? You start to feel the energy shifting before and after, just
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's like I said, it's not like a specific
it's not a specific window of time.
date. Yeah.
But we've been in a period that has been ruled by Earth, which is very much ruled by the young male. It's an era that I'm sure many can understand the last 20 years. The advancements that have been made have been um, very masculine in nature, a lot of young male leaders representing.
And
And
this
now
is
we're,
like a this when she's talking about young male and she's gonna say
yeah,
middle-aged woman, it's not necessarily right, like
it's not
in
tied
the
to
same
like,
exact distinction that we would typically
correct.
hear those terms used. This is like a feng shui
It's a feng
distinction.
shui classification
Yes.
as we look at human attributes as like a family unit, like a classical Chinese understanding of a family unit. So it's the head of the households, the matriarch, the patriarch,
Mm.
the middle the middle daughter, the middle son. So it's looked at in a non-traditional way. So like Emily and I were talking and I said, this is
I found
exciting,
myself a
Emily.
little triggered. I was like, "I am not a middle-aged woman."
Well, I'm not calling you middle-aged because
I know.
you could live to be
She
older
had to
than
educate
100,
me a little bit.
but you're mature. You're not
I'm over
like
it. I got over
you're
it, by the way.
experienced, your life experience. So this era that we're shifting into is going to be very much ruled by fire, which is exciting. And the middle-aged woman is going to be represented in leadership, a lot of the examples, a lot of the attributes of the mature, more mature, not talking about matriarch or elderly, but very much in the midst of things and very much the prime, I'll say, of leadership in life is going to be very influential at this time. So if you do fall into that category, just be very mindful that you could, especially if you're fire, I think, be very activated, on point, in the spotlight, very dynamic. There's going to be a lot of, and we've seen it shifting to a lot of awareness around emotional attributes and developmental abilities and intuition based. Nurturing, you'll hear a lot of talk about things in a more feminine way, like, and I hear it outside of spirituality businesses. It happens in interior design or even in corporate America, where we're talking about nurturing or thinking in terms of like, okay, yeah, we're making a lot of money. Who are we nurturing with this? So it's a lot of leadership in a different way that I think is going to be felt. And I think too, in any revolutionary change, there's going to be, from what those I mastermind with a lot of people over this topic. Whenever there's a revolutionary change, there's going to be people that feel unsettled or anxious about there being change. And we hear a lot of buzz, and it comes up in a lot of these conversations about people being scared of AI and resistant to a lot of things that are just huge changes and advancing very, very fast, just like fire spreads. But I think the consensus is, never fear, because, yeah, while these advancements may be spreading very quickly, it can be a controlled burn.
We were also raised on Terminator and Jurassic Park.
Yes. Yes.
So we've already, like,
Millennium.
imagined, like, the
Yeah, we've seen, yeah,
the
our
worst
minds
case
eye.
scenarios of AI.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with those types of movies too. Like, but this is really good for social evolution. It's really good for us in terms of, you know, and we've said this before in previous episodes talking about work. Like, work-life balance is so surface level to be talking about at this time. Like, yeah, everybody recognized in the past 20 years the importance of work-life balance like that, but that's such a surface level term based on what we've understood even in the past 5 years, that now we're talking about more of like reform. So it's more about it's less about us being like succumbing or adjusting to things so that we can balance to society's demands of us. We're going to change society and reform it so that we're all more nourished and healthier. And social media platforms are going to probably change to be healthier and supportive in different ways. So we're all really excited. And like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but I felt it important to share a little bit more because I've been scratching on the surface of it the last couple episodes, and we were talking about what's our take on making our resolutions this year because our thoughts on resolutions.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
which is a thing that we don't actually do. I want to add something too, just because of what you're talking about, with the incoming or the nine energy and the and the middle-aged woman and the nourishment aspect of wealth and abundance is something that's been coming up. Y'all know I love my YouTube tarot readings, and that's Queen of Pentacles energy, big time. She which is great. I could definitely get on board with that as like the middle-aged woman. But she's been coming up a lot in recent
Ooh.
readings and important things, and that's like her thing. She's pentacles. It's money. It's earthly matters,
Yeah.
and she has everything she needs. She doesn't need anything from
Yeah.
anybody, but her thing is to build and maintain wealth so that she can take care of everyone around her,
Yes,
so that she
exactly.
has the resources to care for everyone that she cares
That's
about.
exactly the energy that you just said in so much of a better way. But the leaders of organizations and a lot of them, I'm not saying that women are going to take over leadership in all organizations. I think it's just going to be more of like and we're the conscious collaboration, right? It's going to be more of a collaboration, but taking on more of these middle-aged women attributes in terms of if you're a leader, it's going to be around, yeah, we're going to love making lots of money and we're going to love taking care of our workers, but rallying people behind one goal to say, like, we're going to do this amazing number that no one's ever seen before so that we can fill in the blank, like change, reform,
Mhm.
in big ways because you know what? Just like us as entrepreneurs, and you and I are connected to like 6,000 entrepreneurs locally and then internationally, just so many. It's the era of like choosing to work for a large organization is kind of taking shape in a new way. If people are working for someone, they want to learn from them. So it's going to be more of an apprenticeship. It's going to be like, yeah, I'm working for this large organization, but I want to increase my skills and I want to give you my skills and I want to be seen for them. And if I'm not getting that, then I'm going to go somewhere else. Like it's not just a work.
Real leaders don't build followers, they build more leaders.
Yes, yes, very much so. Kittens climbing my leg. Yes, so
Oh,
it's
sorry.
amazing. They're like
It's like,
little
I'm being attacked by kittens.
kittens, the cutest attack ever. It just comes running and leaps onto my bare skin.
Oh, I just keep
But
telling her better you than me.
yeah, they're so adorable, but
They
oh
are
boy.
really cute, but
Yeah.
better you than
But I
me.
mean, it's like corporations aren't just fighting against, not fighting. It shouldn't be fight, by the way, but they're not competing against other corporations anymore. Rather, they should probably collaborate and form a more purposeful, larger organization. But they're having to satisfy people who desire being change makers and thought leaders and reformers. They don't want to they'd rather live scrappy to a belief and something that they love and enjoy than work paycheck to paycheck in a box that doesn't fit. So it's
Yeah.
exciting, I think, for those people that are, and that are listeners with us with conscious collaboration. A lot of people out there are change makers, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial mindset. This is going to be a really satisfying era that we're moving into for 20 years, 20 plus years. because there's always like a hangover there. But there's going to be a lot more upward potential for people than what we have been experiencing. And I'm not one to play with like different, we've talked about blockchain, crypto, and all that kind of stuff, but it was blockchain. But it would probably be a good, I mean, that carries over into like investments in real estate and being creative with wealth and money making in ways that are expansive and also beneficial, might hopefully help the environment. Anyway, I'm excited, but let's pull some I Ching, and you should pull another card, but add a little lagniappe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little lagniappe. Yeah, I'll pull one at the end, but
Yeah.
I don't think we shared on the air what was at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, you should
When I
share.
open the cards, which is the card of I don't know how to align it in front of the camera correctly. It's the card of success, and basically the image describes the nine. What's it
Mhm.
called? Nine what?
Period 9. Period.
Period 9. I was like,
Oopsies.
9
Yeah,
score? What are
period
we talking?
9.
Period 9. It basically describes that energy visually and has
Yeah.
like 9 coins and has the red string from feng shui, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That's wild. And it has like the sun.
And the
It's
lotus.
the representation of fire is in that card too. The flame colors,
Yeah, it's
I
a very
think
fiery.
even like the wings being like taking to another place type of thing.
And phoenix energy.
Phoenix. Yeah, that's a representation of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled for what is the energy around us right now and then what we are shifting into. So the energy around us right now, everyone collectively who's listening, is 31, which is mutual attraction is
Ooh.
31. So
Hey.
yeah. And then we're shifting into the new year. And what do we need to keep in mind to help guide us on our path is following. So hexagram 17, it's 31 shifting into 17. And I will do this briefly because we've had these before. So it's talking about the attraction of opposites is powerful and fundamental. And that of a mutual attraction in the beginning stages, like that feeling is the feeling of mutual attraction. So it is talking about that magnetism. And that's very much like, even though this card is of lake above and fire below, attraction to me, I think immediately of like more of like fire.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamic energy there. So it's talking about remaining open to the forces of attraction brings good fortune, and closing yourself off to them shuts down the soul. So learn to yield to the tugs and pulls of the heart. So that's the energy around right now, just very briefly. And that's from the Paul O'Brien version of the I Ching. And then, so change line wise, there's a lot more happening on like the human area here than the divine. So just, be aware of knee jerk emotional reactions. Knee jerk. When the legs are ruled
Jack, you and
by
me.
I'm being
What was
distracted.
What was that girl's name? Tanya Harding.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Ooh, lots of flashbacks to
Me,
the
Jack. That's where my brain
no,
went.
that's not good.
Nancy Kerrigan.
All this talk about legs. When the legs are ruled by the emotions, there's a tendency to rush in all directions. So use your intelligence and the wisdom of your heart to plan your moves carefully so that your energy is not dissipated and you are not harmed by an unthinking impulse. So a balance between the heart and the mind provides a foundation for better decisions and true freedom. That's the real that's a real indication of success and abundance, even as we're talking about wealth, is true freedom. And then fundamentally, in the safety of one's in the safety of one's bed, one wiggles one's toes. Does this mean this person is about to undertake a long journey? no one knows. The situation is of little importance. Wow. So that's the very bottom little. I've never read that before. I've never gotten that line.
So basically, none of the shit that you think matters.
Yeah, just because I guess, I mean, it just hold whatever it is very lightly. It's just because I mean, they're talking about wiggling toes, but doing the little motions that you're doing on your journey. No one knows how far along you are in your path, and the situation is of little importance. So following is a little bit more of the guidance as we move into 2024. Choosing to follow good influence brings supreme success. You may not be able to change the direction of the wind, but by frequently adjusting your sails, you can arrive at your destination with a joy that inspires others to follow you.
I look at it too as following your own intuition.
Yeah.
Like something that's really in focus right now, because all that, I mean, all that other stuff leading up to this is also clearing space and volume to be able to hear. I mean, I want to say hear, but it's not really hearing, but it is like
tune into your
intuition. Steve talks about this, like intuition is quiet. The soul is quiet versus the brain or the ego, which is loud. So hence, silence.
Shout out to
stillness
Steve
being a good thing to throw in there every once in a while. But yeah, following your own intuition instead of any external factors.
So this talks a little bit about this change in this hexagram talks about in the affairs of humanity, change is constant. Old ideas are discarded in favor of new ones. A great leader can emerge only by being adaptable to the demands of the times. Similarly, only by adjusting to changing circumstances can one prosper in the world of commerce. Remain flexible, and you will gain the confidence of those around you. Bend, and you will not break.
Yeah. Didn't we do an episode on that? Being adaptable in the
I think
we've done the pivot is about that. I mean,
a lot of that. Balance.
We've talked a lot about not being a rigid planner, and
I think that's been a big lesson that has, I think, in terms of my strategy planning has helped me to be more efficient with my use of time there. It says balance activity with some relaxation to serve the situation well and to maintain a sense and a state of healthy energy, minimizing both internal and external resistance to your goals. So, yeah.
The ebbs and flows. Sometimes we're moving, sometimes we're chilling.
Sometimes we create a bunch of noise that is our own resistance to our own goals.
I don't do that. That would be a mistake.
Stop attacking me.
Mistake.
Nope. So, I mean, I think a lot of that is making me excited and adding some zhuzh to my
zhuzh. What do you
I've
never heard you word it. I've never heard you use that word.
I've never just start using it today, but I couldn't say lagniappe.
Lagniappe.
It's not how
Lagniappe.
I had to write it phonetically, so I'll remember it next time.
Yeah, they write it phonetically for you in the book.
Oh, good. So do you want to add some lagniappe with a card pull to what we've been talking about? And we'll take it all out
with a NOLA card. We'll just kind of.
If anyone's still with us.
Hey, okay. Oh my God. Yo.
Okay.
intuition. And if you add the numbers together,
Is it 27?
looks like it to me.
Ooh,
I have a
that's
funky 7, but intuition, chakras all matching my
yeah.
earrings. Look at that. What else do we got going on there? Yeah. So we were just talking about intuition. Let's see what the book leaves us with here. I think those little things, like the numbers adding up to 9 and like the words coming out that we were just talking about, is just little confirmations that we're on the right path. We're talking about the right thing.
Yeah, it's so
You
affirming
know,
to have that. Yeah, I love it.
although it does make me feel like a lady with a crystal ball and like
Yes. We surprise
intuition.
ourselves. Mhm.
Intuition is the accurate inner knowing that each of us is born with. If you choose to tune into it consistently, it will become stronger. And it can help to guide you and bring you peace throughout every aspect of your life. You're being called to ask yourself, what do I feel about this? By remembering to start with that question, it will allow you to understand the difference between what you think and what you feel. Sometimes it is necessary to be aware of this profound difference between the nature of these two things. You are not being asked to completely sacrifice intellectual thought, but rather to combine it with your gift of intuition in order to gain more balance and clarity in your life decisions. So that's just what I'm saying. Don't let your brain,
Right.
because your brain is loud. It's easy, and like Steve always says, like if you think about anything long enough, you'll find too many reasons not to do it. It's like don't think about anything too long. If we thought about it too long, like nobody would ever get in a
Mhm.
car or an airplane. So you
Yeah.
have
I
to,
mean, I think in terms of like strategies and how we're perceiving the next year and how we're moving forward is how are we framing our beliefs so that they're empowering us to what we desire rather, I mean, and having that awareness that that's really what's creating where we're headed. So that's the most important thing is that intuition and that awareness and I don't want to say control, but um is there a better way to say like the ability to create um yeah, I mean creating a strong belief in ourselves and what we want, whether it's in business in any aspect of life. If you have that belief, then it is.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's tuning it into your intuition, right? If you know what it is you actually feel and what you actually want, then you know who you actually are.
Mhm.
And when you know who you are in your highest power,
Yeah.
because then nothing or no one outside of you can, you're like, can shake that. So, but that starts by accessing your intuition and
Mhm.
knowing the difference between what it is you really feel and you really want, and who you are really are, and what is external, chatter, programming,
Mhm.
pressure, whatever.
Yeah. Like write your own
That's
story
what I'm
kind
saying.
of thing.
Yeah.
I like that. There's been a lot of I think we can tie this up in a bow, and I do love the idea of stringing together like a montage of a lot of these divinations to see what,
Mm.
a look back on everything as we're
Maybe
progressing.
we can get AI to do it.
Yeah, definitely give that to AI because
Yes.
we'll have the transcriptions run through AI because that would take us forever to do, and we have other things to be doing. But there's been a lot of talk, especially among the entrepreneur community and people that have created something out of nothing or something that other people have said is impossible and so on and so forth, is that the idea of writing the chapters of your life, like writing your life story before it happens. I don't know if I sent you like a reel and I wish I could credit her, but I don't have access to it right now, but that there was an entrepreneur and I think she has like a health and wellness or beauty business And she started from like nothing in terms of like, started from broke, kind of as many entrepreneurs do. But did this practice of writing her story in chapters. So chapter 1 is, to her, by her definition, is like where you see yourself ideally like 10 years from now, and really like paint that, like write that chapter, how you feel, how you look, who you're with, blah, blah, blah. And getting in that practice of like writing your own story helps you unprogram from what people know you as, or what you've been told you are, or what you should be doing. But also takes you out of that negative, if you're in any kind of negative mindset.
And it's Einstein and manifesting. It's tuning yourself into the frequency of the life you want, basically.
Yeah, whatever it is that you desire. But I like it. So I hope that was fun. That was fun for me. Was that
so
a good
fun?
conversation?
So fun.
Yeah. Well,
so fun.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
All right. Next time.
Next year, we shall.
We shall. I know I need to create new calendar appointments for our recording sessions because it's been that long. Wow. Is this like episode 85, 86 or something? I don't know.
Wow, go us.
I know. Adorable. All right, Emily. Well, we'll continue this conversation. Let's actually do that inside of the Conscious Collaboration Collective on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And we'll get these published on YouTube so people can see these unscripted card pulls and things that we're doing, and kittens attacking.
Kitten attack.
2023.
When kittens attack.
That's like the one thing that'll make us go viral.
Better you than me.
It won't be like all the hard work and dedication.
I'll be like on the other end laughing and
kitten attack. All right.
That's true. Well, hey, whatever brings the people in.
Yeah, it's been real. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll talk to you next time, and talk to you in 5
next year. Hey.
Bye-bye.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends so they can join our circle of collaboration on this journey. You can find us on Instagram at Conscious Collaboration Podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, and Audible, to name a few. Please join us next time for another deep dive into how you can live life in more alignment, mind, body, and business. Send us your questions and comments in our DMs or email us at consciouscollaborationpodcast@gmail.com. See you in 5 minutes.